Hey everyone, today I'm back with another EPIK video. We are going to be talking about TEFL certificates and recruiters because I often get a lot of questions as to which TEFL course I took and what recruiter, if any, that I used. So let's jump right into it before I lose the sunlight. I'm going to open up my notes so I don't forget anything. Okay, for me the TEFL certificate and the recruiter kind of goes hand in hand. My recruiter was Korvia, Korvia, and I signed up for my TEFL certificate via their website because it was being advertised. It used to be called Global Training Academy and it is now called Asian College of Teachers. This TEFL certificate that I did was 100% online. It was, I think, 120 hours. That means that there is no in-class component. So TEFL certificates can range from 100% in-class to 100% online. And I think what most people usually take is the combination of the two. My online course was not the best course, to be perfectly honest. I didn't find it to be extremely helpful. There was a lot of grammatical errors in my assignments, but it did the job, it did the trick, and pretty much it's a pay for what you get kind of deal. So the course when I took it was $299 USD. TEFL courses can range anywhere from that price, which is the cheapest I've seen, all the way to thousands of dollars for 100% in-class courses. It's really up to you what you want to do, but I would recommend a mix. So typically it's like online and then about like 20 hours in class, I think is pretty good. You do have to note though that on the EPIK site they claim to favor applicants who have at least 20 hours of in-class. Also for Busan, which is a highly coveted city to live and work in, you need at least 50 hours of in-class teaching. So another benefit of doing an in-class TEFL course or partial in-class TEFL courses that you get to meet other people that are likely or planning on becoming future EPIK teachers. Okay, next topic, recruiters. So for those of you who don't know, recruiters are essentially middlemen who work between you and EPIK. You have the option as an applicant to apply directly to EPIK or through a recruiter. Since it was my first time doing EPIK, I didn't have any teaching experience and I hadn't been through the process before. I opted to go through a recruiter, and that would be Korvia, as I mentioned before. Recruiters are free, to my knowledge. It was free for me to use Korvia. Just make sure that the recruiter you use, if you choose to use one, is recognized by EPIK and that they have a good working relationship. Okay, some pros of using a recruiter. It's kind of like a little bit of hand-holding. Like I said, if you don't have any teaching experience or you're not confident about your application, it's nice to kind of have that little bit of hand-holding, someone to guide you and look over your stuff. You can connect with other people using that same recruiter, so you can kind of use them as a resource and as support. Also with recruiters, you often get little perks, such as like a discounted cell phone plan or a free SIM card, and at least Korvia came to greet us at the airport and they gave us like a little welcome package. Okay, cons of using a recruiter. If you're using a recruiter, the process often takes longer than it would if you were to go through EPIK directly. You'd have to factor in the time it takes for you to apply for the recruiter. So for Korvia, you have to do an interview. I did an interview with them and then they accepted me, and then we got to doing the whole EPIK application together. The process will take a little bit longer. How helpful a recruiter is really going to depend on the company you choose to use, your recruiter, like the person that you are in contact with. In my experience, looking back, I would say that a recruiter was not all that helpful for me. I don't feel like they really, I guess they didn't really add on a lot of value to my application package. But Korvia as a recruiter was very friendly. They were very professional. I would highly recommend them. Sometimes I feel like they couldn't answer questions that I had, and they would tell me that I have to ask EPIK directly. So I saved the questions and asked EPIK during my interview, and then they told me that I had to ask my recruiter. So there can be miscommunication between the recruiter and EPIK, but overall I had a positive experience. One thing I was frustrated about was the wait time to get email responses. I know that not everyone had problems with this during my intake with my recruiter, but sometimes it would take weeks to get a response, or I wouldn't hear back, or I would have to follow up an email that I sent to get a response. But with that said, they are very, very busy. They're processing lots and lots of applicants every single semester, and they are doing the best they can. So I can't fault them for that. It was just a little bit frustrating at times. I believe that if you go through EPIK directly, you will get assigned a coordinator, I believe they called it. They will basically help you and answer your questions. So that's pretty helpful. I would say, you know, you can cut out having a recruiter if you are pretty confident with your application package, you are clear on the whole process, maybe you've done a lot of research, you watched a lot of YouTube videos, and you know what to expect and what to provide, because I believe you only really get one shot once you submit your application, that's it. Whereas with a recruiter, you have someone to look over your application and your lesson plan ahead of time. If you are not as clear and you need someone to kind of guide you and help you, I would just use a recruiter because, like I said, it doesn't really cost anything. You don't really lose anything by using them other than it taking longer to process your application because of having a middleman. So yeah, I hope that answers everybody's questions. If I missed anything or if I didn't cover anything, please leave a comment below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.